Currently, our settings view is a list of preferences. Dan showed you how to create a custom preference for location, but what we want to do now is to extend that custom preference by adding a widget to launch the Place Picker. However, we only want to show this widget when Google Play Services is available. This way, devices without Play Services can avoid displaying a broken feature. We already have a check for Google Play Services in main activities on Create because of our GCM integration. However, we cannot assume that the user's device will not change between activity creation and the active state. So the first thing we are going to do is to perform an additional check at the moment we display the location preference in case something has gone wonky. Theoretically, you could move the existing GCM check from onCreate to onResume, but these are two different features that are just powered by the same service, and we actually have different expectations for each feature. GCM needs to be configured at the creation of the activity, but the Place Picker needs to be supported each time the user enters the settings activity. So we don't want to be checking in onResume, which means that we should call isPlayServicesAvailable in our location edit text preference class. Note that we aren't handling any potential recoverable errors this time, because in the middle of changing a location for the weather forecast, it would be really disruptive to direct the user to the Google Play Store for a potential update. So instead, our failure case is that if the SDK is not immediately available, we just use the default settings layout. However, if it is available, then we're going to add a widget to the location preference that can launch the Place Picker API. So now we need to create the pref current location layout. This is going to be the icon that we're going to add to the location preference. Because we want a simple visual cue, it's best to use a system icon that the user will already be familiar with. All of the Android system icons have been updated for Material Design and can actually be downloaded off of GitHub. You just need to make sure that you get the right size for each drawable density that your app supports. For Sunshine, that'd be these four. Because our Place Picker is intended to make it easy for a user to indicate their current location, you should retrieve the current location system icon from the Maps set. Then all you need to do is to drop each resource into its relevant folder. The layout that we need then is a simple image view of our system icon. However, our icon is very small. But if we wrap it in a frame layout, we can make a larger click space without having to scale the icon. All we need to do is to reference the ID of the frame layout instead of the image view when we build our click listener. You'll also want to make sure that all of your icons are visually aligned. So to do this, you'll want to set the layout gravity. You also probably want icons to match in color. So just go ahead and add a color tint in order to get the icon teal instead of black. And finally, don't forget your content description. You'll need to write the string in strings.xml so that it could be translated, and then just reference it here. Now that our layout is ready to go, we need to set up our onClick listener. When the location preference is created, that calls onCreateView. And in this callback, we can retrieve our new layout and set our onClick listener. For now, just go ahead and use a toast to test that everything is working.